Greetings, Indie Warriors, and welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. Old Gamer Joe here, and woo, it's been a crazy week here at the channel with having to cover so many amazing new indie releases this month. A good problem to have, but whew, I am definitely a little tired. Hey, that's not stopping us from bringing you 10 awesome hidden indie gems this week, just like we do each and every Friday right here at the channel. And a very special thank you to each and every one of you who supports independent content like this. Do consider heading over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames so that we can continue to make it. You'll gain Discord access to the greatest indie gaming community, enjoy early ad-free shows, get our podcast 3 days early, shoutouts at the end of every video we produce, and so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. Alright, before we get into all of these amazing hidden indie gems, we want to take a quick moment to thank our awesome indie sponsor. We're talking about Gunbolt Diplomacy. Prepare to get slimed in this top-down roguelite shooter where you'll battle waves of enemies using an assortment of weapons across a unique grid system. Choose between different modules and base bots, and mix together tons of different augments, as no two runs will ever feel the same. From nuclear footballs to electric flames, these slimes are in for a world of pain across this glorious wasteland. There are 75 modules in total, fast, frantic shooting action, and 10 different gunbots to tool around with. So just what are you waiting for, Indie Warriors? Go ahead and wishlist Gunbolt Diplomacy using the link that's right down in our description box below. You can't miss it. It's coming soon to a gaming PC near you. Alright, now that you've been properly slimed, let's check out those hidden indie gems. Let's begin with a beautiful hand-drawn adventure game that sadly has just above 80 reviews on Steam, and it's also available on all major consoles. This is Universe for Sale, which takes place on the planet Jupiter. It centers around a woman who can quite literally create universes. Naturally, this draws the attention of a certain someone who I won't spoil for you here, leading us down a deep narrative full of insane plot twists and concepts. There's not that much of an actual video game here to play per se, outside of a few puzzles to solve, making this more of a narrative experience that features jaw-dropping art, a variety of unique characters to interact with, and a gorgeous soundscape to take in. One might compare it to a point-and-click style game, but most of the time it feels closer to a visual novel. There are a few minigames scattered throughout, but it's the sharp writing that you'll remember most about this one-of-a-kind indie. Universe for Sale goes on sale often, but it can be grabbed at its regular price of $14.99 here in North America. Time to bark at the moon. That's not how that melody goes. What the heck is going on here though? Just 51 reviews on Steam for Howl, a tactical turn-based title that takes place in medieval times. Amidst a toxic plague that has destroyed the lands, humans have been turned into beasts through the Howl. Our heroine now seeks a cure and will need to survive strategic puzzle-like battles in order to find it. Oh, and she's also deaf, therefore the Howl doesn't affect her. Not only is this a really neat concept for a game, but it plays great, it has a fantastic inky art direction, and sounds amazing too. There's a good variety of weaponry to use against your foes, and 5 chapters that will keep you busy for around 10 hours or so. The game even received an additional free chapter called Heart of Rot. Fans love that the tactical battles are more puzzle-like in their approach, but it's a shame there aren't more fans. Howl is affordable too at just $9.99, so consider adding this one to your indie gaming library if you're up for some strategically beautiful puzzle solving. If you crave a more tactical RPG with turn-based battles, then look no further than Aetheris. The game brilliantly blends together roguelite and tabletop-style gameplay as you take on Shade, and even features the ability to play co-op so that you won't have to go it alone. Some players criticized the game's RNG, and it did have a few bugs at launch, but many of its previous issues have now been patched. With various regions to explore, you'll be treated to some fantastic art, a rousing score, and a pretty solid storyline too. The turn-based combat is deep and enjoyable to engage with, including a wide variety of skills that keep things feeling fresh. Players will even face choices that can have an impact on the overall story. These events can throw a wrench in your plans, as can the very unique spirit system that's been implemented into the game. Spooky! Aetheris was not afraid to try new things, but sadly, it was never rewarded for its efforts. Let's change that though. The game is normally priced at $24.99, but if you act quickly, there's a huge discount on the game Steam at the time of this video, so don't miss out. It's not perfect, but it is a bold and ambitious indie that's worth your time. We had a howling plague earlier, so let's keep it spooky with the small indie release few could be bothered to play, Ghostland Yard. This 2D platformer released in 2023 features well over 200 different challenging levels that fans of games such as Super Meat Boy will eat up. Ghostland's controls are very precise, much needed in a game of this genre, and it plays great on Steam Deck for those who like to take their platforming on the go. You'll seek out your ghostly friends across 6 different areas, avoiding precarious pits and traps along the way. Each area hosts a tough boss to tackle, and the game even features both a replay system and leaderboards. If that weren't enough, there's even a few secrets to discover. So if you love this genre of games, don't let Ghostland Yard become a ghost of the past. It belongs in your library at a low cost of $11.99. Moving along, sorry if I'm losing my voice, it's been a long week, but at just over 100 reviews on Steam, I'd like to next draw your attention to The Gap. In this first-person puzzle exploration title, you'll control the neuroscientist Joshua, who does scientist-y things, I'm making words up now, as he attempts to discover the cure to a disease that runs in his family. The Gap has some really strong puzzle design with solutions that involve bouncing between different timelines. Its story is pretty rad too, as Joshua slowly sinks into a deeper, darker place. We learn more about his real motives along the way. I also have to shout out the interesting visual style, particularly during memory scenes which show fractured bits of a once whole world. Yes, there is a lot of walking in this game, some deeming it a walking simulator, but the puzzles, some of which rely on audio, do break up the storytelling nicely. Without giving too much away, there are also reasons to play again. But really, more of you should have played it the first time. Now why don't we lighten up the mood a little bit with the irresistibly ooey gooey adorable release, Jelly is Sticky. That's pretty obvious, but it is. It's a puzzle game too, where you guide globs of jelly through well over 300 different puzzles. Now that's a lot of puzzling. Just like a PB&J sandwich, you can use different types of jellies in order to create different items to solve each problem presented. Some of your goops are sticky, some are tough as nails, and some even catch on fire. The charming theme of fruit with smiling happy faces brings me great joy, and I love the chill soundtrack that keeps me pushing through each new puzzle. Controls work pretty well too, and there's even a level editor for those of you who want to create your own contraptions. This is not the most difficult puzzler you'll come across, but it's certainly one of the more charming ones. Grab it at $14.99 if you so wish. I'm being nice here again. You should grab it. It's a great puzzle game. Who doesn't need an awesome puzzle game in their lives? Now, we know you love your cooking games on these lists, so I've cooked up another one for you called The Chef's Shift, which I almost said shit there, meaning the chef's shit, but it's not the chef's shit. However, the game is the shit, and it has a restaurant theme, naturally. Your customers grow ever so hangry as you type away, attempting to both serve them food and cook it for the next guest simultaneously. As you can guess, this leads to a pretty frantic experience. The game features 6 different chapters and is a great way to brush up on your typing skills. If you've enjoyed frantic cooking-themed games such as Diner Dash in the past, or maybe even Overcooked, then there's a lot to like with the Chef's Shift. Shift, people, shift. Assuming you are on board with its typing-centric gameplay, you're gonna love this one. Mwah, chef's kiss. Time for a sweet, sweet road trip. Consider Firebird, another narrative title rich in Slavic folklore, where you travel all over the place in your truck playing as Mariska and encounter some of the most fascinating people and animals and creatures imaginable. Clocking in at under 3 hours, Firebird could be described as a visual novel, but there's a bit of gameplay here as you have to make a few key choices and handle even a little bit of management. The game looks fantastic across its varied locations, many covered in pure, glorious ice. The game explores tons of themes, and it isn't afraid to get a bit freaky with it. If you're in need of a new visual novel experience, it comes highly recommended. A road trip worth taking, I say. Firebird's usually $11.99, but it does go on sale often. In fact, at the time of this video, I think it's on sale. Next up, Heavy Metal Time. Yes, this is a heavy metal horror game that comes from the creative mind of a former Skyrim developer. No surprise then that it's an open world experience, and it involves hunting. With a good 30+ hours of gameplay, if not more, this hefty indie features some incredible lore, fantastical creatures, and deep exploration that allows players to approach the game in a variety of different ways. There's a main quest, yes, but there's also plenty of optional side objectives to take on. Combat is fun, the XP system works great, and no, it doesn't have the polish of a higher budget game of its size, but the Axis Unseen remains an impressive accomplishment that did indeed go unseen amongst gamers. And let's be honest, are those AAA open world games always polished anyways? Most of the times? No, they're not. If you like the idea of hunting down monsters and love heavy metal, this will be a match made in heaven. And lastly, we're not here to talk about 3 blind mice, but we are going to talk about the lo-fi horror game 10 Dead Doves. This relatively short single-player title has you playing as Marcus Stetson, the self-proclaimed, and I quote, most pathetic man on Earth, who in his spare time enjoys backpacking with his good pal Sean. They seek a mysterious land known as the Ant Farm, not the alien ant farm, and all is well and good until they start receiving odd signals from the Wren, a nasty little bird. This leads us down a greater rabbit hole of discovering the mysterious and sudden deaths of other birds. 10 Dead Doves' narrative is really something and features multiple endings, great early 2000s visuals, and even fully voiced cutscenes to enjoy. While story is the main focus, and it's pretty damn good, there's a PS1 charm to this release that makes it worth exploring further. And thank you for exploring this list with us. I'm gonna get out of here because I almost can't talk anymore. But thank you again for supporting independent content. We hope you found another hidden indie gem to add to your collection. Voice to the voiceless, I'll see you on the channel. Remember, like, subscribe, Patreon, all those good things, and we can keep bringing you more indie gaming coverage. For far too long, you, the gamer, have been denied honest gaming coverage. Indie developers and publishers have lost their voice, but no longer. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and head over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to join this epic campaign for indie visibility. The echo chamber trembles as our message grows louder. Voice to the voiceless.